This is your beloved Minister Austin Smith with ZMR Radio on the Wake Up Call. Wake up. Wake up. It's high time. We do always rise, giving all the kabod and the kabod, which is the glory and honor to the Most High Yah, through his being Yahushua HaMashiach. I'm truly grateful and thankful for another chance, another opportunity to make right all the wrongs of yesterday. Even taking my kids to school, one thing I always tell them, we're in the car, I tell them, it's a great day. Then I ask them, I say, do you know why it's a great day? A lot of times AJ doesn't say anything because he likes to be sleepy. But she'll say it. She'll be like, because she'll like, we can get right today, the things we got wrong yesterday. And that's one of the things that I try to instill in them early is a lot of times you can get so bogged down in your mistakes of yesterday that the mistakes of yesterday carry over to the day and then the next day. When in reality, the fact that I've been given the opportunity to get right those things, I got to let those things go. I got to forget those things that was all behind so I can do what? So I can press forward to the mark. The same similar to why he told us in the 12th chapter book of Abarim, he told us to lay aside every weight and the sin. Because if I keep holding on to it, I can't press toward to the mark. Those things are going to hold me back. Those things are going to restrict me. That's the benefit that we have in this opportunity that we have today. So I'm truly excited. Truly. Go ahead and give me that. Romans chapter 15:4. Listen to the book.
For whatever Nikatab before.
For whatever was Nikatab, whatever was written aforetime.
Nikatab Talamidas.
So now we have an understanding of why we got it. These things were written to teach us.
So that through endurance.
So that we're going through without quitting.
And through the Nakumath of the Ketubim.
And through the comfort that we get through the writings. The comfort, the consolation that we get after all of our suffering, after all of our going through, after all of our denying, we're looking for a comfort. Even if you look at in the, the 19th chapter of the book of Yahuah, at verse 26, around verse 26, he asked, what we going to get? And he told him, this is what you're going to get because of the things that you lost. That's the thing that we try to get through the writings. We try to understand, well, what am I going to get after all of my suffering? After I don't fought to lay aside every weight and the sin, after I don't fought to deny myself, to mortify my members, which is on their rights, which is the earth, what am I going to get? And that's what we get a chance to get through the writings. We get a chance to understand what's the consolation I'm going to get? What's the consolation prize I'm going to get? What's the reward? That's just like the similar to what we do back there working out. If you don't have a goal, then working out, suffering, going through, it's for nothing. The same similar to what happened when we come in to hear the word. If I'm coming in to hear the word, but I don't have a goal that I'm looking to achieve by getting it, then I'm just wasting time. And it's easy for me to lose hope. It's easy for me to get down and quit and say, it's too hard. I'm going to just what's stopping us from taking a day off? Yeah. Because I'm looking at, if I take a day off, where's it going to put me at in reaching and achieving my goal? Is it going to help me or is it going to hinder me? So now the fact that I allow my flesh to come in and say, well, you can take the day off, that's just like a weight. And that weight is going to be sin because all these things are going to restrict me from being able to freely achieve the goal that was set before me. And that's the benefit of what we have through the word. Through the word, he gives us the chance to be minded, to constantly remember, that's why I'm coming in. That's why I'm not quitting. That's why I continue on. That's why I press despite the things I go through. That's why I press despite the things that when they feel hard on me. What's going to keep me going? The consolation that I get through what?
The Ketubim.
Through the Ketubim, through the writings. Come on.
We might have tikva.
That we might have tikva, we might have hope, we might have a cord. If I don't have hope, why am I going to keep going? I got to have a hope for something. Matter of fact, throw a lot at you. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Get me all of your Ukanan, chapter 3 and 1. Aki Chris, get me your Ukanan, chapter 17. Give me 17 and 17. Matter of fact, before we even get there, one of y'all pick me up at the book of Titus, chapter 1 and 1. Matter of fact, I threw so much stuff out there. Just throw it. It don't matter wherever you start at.
What was it on Titus?
1 and 1.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, and while we're there, just save us a little bit of time later on. Get me one thing I talked about yesterday. Get me that Yahuah chapter 5. We'll start at 5 and 17. 5 and 20 is what I want. Matter of fact, before we get there, if you can get it fast enough, get me 5 and 20. Sometimes when preaching, I might stop in a second because like my mind just start turning so many things to be triggered based on one action, based on one event. And that's the benefit that we should have through the word. When one action happened to me, my mind should be triggering back on what happened before. What experience can I pull from to be able to Help me in this situation. And that's the benefit that we got through the writing. So sometimes you might have your mindset one way, but there's so many different examples of situations I can pull from to be able to understand, okay, well, how do I execute in this situation? How do I execute? I revert back to my training. Come on.
Yukonon 5 and 20.
It don't matter. Whoever.
For the Abba Ahab the Ben, and teaches him all that he himself does.
And that's the thing that we talked about yesterday. Now, mind you, we have all heard these things so many times, but now in understanding that, and we understand the aha that he had for his son was based upon him giving him information. Yeah. So now we look at the fact that he's allowed us to take on that same information. Now, how does he feel about us? That's the product of Ahab. So now when I look at it and I see whether the word is coming in to build me up or whether the word is coming to chastise me, I got to look at it and say, either way it go, he Ahabs me.
That's right.
Because he told you, he said, whom Yahuah Ahab. What did he do? He chased it. I chastened every man that I love. So regardless of whether the word make me feel good or whether they cut me down, I should feel good based upon me knowing why he gave it to me. And the only reason I would be able to have that hope in me is because I'm understanding based on the things that were written aforetime. So now if I don't have an understanding of why it was given to me or what was given to me, I'm going to lose hope. What's going to happen when they come in and chastise me? He hate me. It's easy for us to assume he got to hate me. Why would he come in and cut me down? But it's because I love you, I gave it to you. Because I gave it to you to show you how to be like who? To show you how to be like Yahuah and Yahusha. My kids, y'all let me down once again. Now, next week, y'all willing, I'm going to need y'all to be with me. But anyway, he gave these things to me to show me how to be like him. So the fact that he loved me, he said, you know what? I'm great. I love you so much. I want you to be great. So I'm going to give you the things that I have. I'm going to give you the tools that I have so that you can have the same success that I have. Because what two things can Yahuah not do? He can't fail and he can't lie. So if I have the same tools that he has, then guess what I won't be able to do? Fail or lie. That's the whole purpose of why he gave us the writings. What else I had you holding? I had to hold a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, jump up to 5 and 17, Big Lee.
Yes, sir.
Listen.
Yahusha will answer them, Abi carries out his action even until now, and I also take action. Then the Yahudim sought his Kai even more, because not only was he breaking the Shabbat, but he also said that Elohim is his Abba and compared himself to Elohim.
So that's the same thing that we had to look at. Okay, we talked about that yesterday. We looked at, in order for him to be able to say that, they were looking for, well, you said that you got a lot of ability. That's the same thing that people should expect from us. When we say that we the Benima Elohim, okay, well, what ability do you have? So I'm looking for you to be able to show me what you can do. That's just like he told you about how he raised the pharaohs, how he could show his power in taking them down, right? Okay, guess what? Darkness tries to come against you. How you going to show your power, Elohim? You say you'd have been Elohim, ain't you? So what abilities do you have? What power do you have? How am I going to see you and recognize that you truly got power? Based upon what? People should see that you're the Benima Elohim once they see you take down sin. And where you going to take it down at? In the basar, in the flesh, in my inner man. I'm not looking to go out there and see, you know what, let me see, cut the lights off, let me see if I can fight the darkness. No, I'm fighting the darkness in me. I'm fighting the darkness in my flesh by letting my light shine. Jump over and get me, I got your whole lot of stuff. Get me Yukonon chapter 17, get me 17 and 17. What I got you holding, Lee, while he get that?
All of Yukonon 1 and 3.
Give me all of Yukonon, give me 3 and 5.
I'm sorry, I said all of Yukonon 3.
Yes, sir. Give me 3 and 5.
Yes, sir.
You hold me that 17th chapter of the book of Yukonon. They call it the book of John. This is the first epistle of John, what they call it. Listen to the book.
And you know that he was manifested to take away our Kataim.
Matter of fact, give me 3 and 4. Let's see. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes, sir. All Kata is a transgression of the Torah.
All sin is a transgression of the Torah. So now, if you look back in the book of Yukonon, at verse in the first chapter and the third chapter, you look at it either way, it'll go in and show you the correlation of how Yahusha being the word and how Yahusha was also light. So now you look at it, what did he tell you about the sin?
All Kata is a transgression of the Torah.
He told you that all sin is a transgression of the Torah. So that meant that if the Torah, if the writings, if the thing that he gave us whatsoever was written aforetime was light, that meant that whenever I go to commit sin, I now fall into darkness because these things are contrary to each other. So now we look at the war between light and darkness. Come on.
And Kata is the transgression of the Torah. And you know that he was manifested to take away our Kataim.
He was manifested to take away the darkness out of us. He was manifested to drive darkness out of us. That's just like he told you about the rod. He told you about how you beat the child with the rod. You drive foolishness what? You'll drive foolishness out of that lob, out of the heart of that wicked, of that being, right? So that's going to make him too. That's the same thing that we have through the writers, because whatsoever thing is written for our learning. And it's also for the chastisement, so that we can be made perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. That's the same reason why. So regardless of whether the word is making me feel good or whether it's chastising me, it's still for what? For my benefit, and it's a testimony of the love he got for me. That's just like a lot of times, kids, you look at, oh, well, why my parents beat me? Oh, it's like they hate me. No, I love you. I want you to be right. If I hated you, I would have left you in darkness. But what's you going to get if you're darkness? Nothing. We tied it back several times to the first chapter of the book of Bereshit. They call it the book of Genesis. When there was darkness, what was it? Nothing. Was void. It was without knowledge. That's the whole purpose of why he gave us the word. So that way you don't just be empty. You don't be without form. But most importantly, that you don't be without knowledge. Because without knowledge, you can never achieve a goal. That's just like you go out there and when we're in the workout, preach talk, people have bad form, right? Okay, if I don't have the knowledge of how to properly do it, how can I ever get the benefit from it? That's the whole purpose of why we keep coming in and hearing the word. So now even when I feel like, okay, well, I heard it. Okay, I know what I got to do. So I'm doing it. I'm doing the exercise, ain't I? Nah, you got too much motion going on. Now your motion is getting away in the benefit. So now you can't get the benefit because you want to move in a way that's comfortable for you. You don't want to be restricted. You don't want to be restricted by the word, but the whole purpose of why the word is restricting you is that you can get the true benefit. Because otherwise you just one beat in the air.
Yep.
Come on, listen.
And you know that he was manifested to take away our kataim, and in him there is no kata.
I got both of them. See that? He said I was missing one. I got both of them. You got to have them. You know, and the thing is even what, matter of fact, we'll jump all the way around. But look at it. Even yesterday, the preacher was talking about the purpose of why we got the TC, right? Because the man was picking up sticks and he forgot. So that's why he was killed. So now because of that, he said, you know what? I need to give you something to be able to remember, something that you can tangibly be able to hold on to so that way you don't forget. So now the thing is that I have to look at is if I'm not even mindful of keeping the things that were given to remind me, how likely is it that I'm going to remember? It's going to be more likely that I'm going to forget because I can't even remember these simple things. That's the whole purpose of why we got to get the totality of the word. Because sometimes you might feel like, well, you know, do I have to have that? Do I have to keep those things? That's why he wants you to know all of the writing, because if you don't know all of it, you're going to miss somewhere. There's going to be some spot of imperfection in you. There's going to be a chink of weakness in your armor. And now when you have a weakness in your armor, what do you think the enemy is going to exploit?
The weakness.
He's going to exploit that weakness. So when I see you flinch, oh, shoot. You're not keeping the Shabbat right? Don't worry about it. I'm going to try you right there. I'm going to allow your job to tempt you and say, you know what, Tim, you come in, we're going to give you a bonus this week. Now, because you're not minded of that, you're going to say, you know what, well, most High understand, really, I can come back and get it. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what another thing I can do. What I'll do is I'll go and I'll work. I'm going to break the Shabbat, but I'm going to still listen to service. I'm going to just have my headphones on. So it's really like I'm still there. And that's what we look into and we try to get with the word. The word tells us to do stuff. We try to figure out ways that we can comfortably do two things at one time. Yep. When the reality is the two things are contrary to each other. I can't be light and be darkness at the same time. When I cut the lights on, it drives darkness out. So the same similitude should happen when you hear the word. When you hear the word, it should drive kata. It should drive sin out of you. Come on.
Everyone abides in him, kata not.
Everyone that's in the light don't have no darkness in them. When I cut the lights on, the darkness gone. See how it can't throw you off if you really own it. Come on. That's why he's trying to get you to understand. If you really got me, you can't get overtaken with darkness. If you read back over in the first chapter of the book of Yahuah, he told you that when light came, he said, what did he say about the darkness?
Comprehended not.
It didn't comprehend it. It also told you that in this translation, told you that the darkness didn't overtake it. You know why? Because the things are contrary to each other. Just like we talked about with the law and the sin. These things are contrary to each other. So in order for sin not to overtake me, I got to have more light, or better yet, more word in me. So now when the darkness try to overtake me, I use what I've already gotten. I've used the tools that I've got through my training, through my regimen of constantly coming in and learning the things that were written aforetime. I'm now wiser and able to overtake things. So now I'm not overtaken, but I'm the overtaker.
Yeah.
Come on.
Everyone, kata, has not seen him, even has not known him.
So the thing is, how can I say he's my father if I'm still committing sin? Because what did he tell you about those that commit sin?
Everyone, kata, has not seen him.
Everybody who's committing sin, you have neither seen him,
even has not known him.
You don't even know him. You don't even know him. You know why? Because it's eternal life to know him. So if I'm committing sin and I say I know him, I'm a liar. My actions will show what I know. Based upon me showing through demonstration, it's going to show me what's really in me. It's going to show me whether I've truly been equipped with the things necessary to achieve eternal life. That's why the whole thing come in and fit together. That's why what we have to do is not just come in and say, okay, well, I came to the workout, but what do you do when you're here? Am I making sure that I'm maintaining my form? Make sure I'm doing every rep I'm supposed to do. Just like we go back there and we'll say, we do the workout. What we do after the first 10, what we say? Yahuah. Second 10, we get to 20, what we say? Yahusha, right? Would it make sense that I'm going to keep calling on Yahuah and Yahusha and I'm going to do something wrong? It makes no sense to me to do something wrong. It makes no sense to me to cheat. Why am I saying Yahuah and Yahusha? Y'all on 10, I'm going to come. You know what? They don't know. Yahuah, Yahusha. Double sin. You're cheating and you're gonna put his name with your own? Right. That's the same similitude that we have when we go out there and we commit sin. Why am I going out there committing sin? I'm still professing to be the Ben Elohim. Based upon what? You a liar. Your actions show and demonstrate that you're not even with them. Not only that, you don't even know him. Come on. So you can never truly get the benefit. Come on.
Little Benin, let no each deceive you.
Let nobody deceive you. I don't care who it is that said it had been Elohim. I don't care who tried to convince you. What do you say? Come on.
Little Benin, let no man deceive you.
Let no man deceive you. What are they going to try to deceive me? What are they going to try to trick me with?
The one does Sadiq is Sadiq.
Okay, that makes sense. That's still right? The one that does righteousness is righteous. It only makes sense. If I'm doing everything right, then I'm right. How can I be wrong? Come on.
Even as he is Sadiq.
Because he is Sadiq. Because he is right. So the similitude of me being just like my father is because, okay, if he's right, why would I not be right? Because I say I'm his son, right? I want to be just like the father. Come on.
The one doing the kata is of Satan.
The one that do us wrong, guess who he's like? He's just like his father. Everybody is patterning the demonstration of what came before. Just like we look at in the first chapter of the book of Barashih, right? We keep going down. We don't have time, so we'll quote it out. But if you look at it, every tree that he put into the gun, it was told to manifest and bear more fruit. So if I plant the apple tree, what should the apple tree bring forth? Apples. What if I plant an orange tree? What should the orange tree bring forth? Oranges. So now, if I have a tree and if I see the fruit, better yet, let's see this. I see the fruit. Where should I know? Basically, because my basic knowledge, where that fruit came from. It came from the orange tree. The only way I can have an orange is because it came from the tree that bared oranges. The same similitude that we have to have the understanding of. Anytime I bear and manifest sin, guess where that's going to come from? I'm going to come from the Father. I'm a patterning and demonstrating the tree that came before. It's showing me where my lineage connects back to. Based upon me committing sin, it shows, guess what? My father's a sinner. My father is Satan. So now if I'm bearing and manifesting oranges, I can't keep professing and saying, well, you know what? Now I'm an apple tree. My father's the apple tree of the apple trees. The most apple of the apple trees. No, your father's the orange tree.
That's right.
Based upon the fruit that you've manifested. That's the whole purpose of why we keep coming in to show what it is that we should be manifesting. Come on.
The one doing the kata is of Satan, for Satan was at the beginning to kata. Mm-hmm. For this purpose, the Ben of Elohim was
matter of fact, what did he say? Satan was what?
Well, Satan was at the beginning to kata.
At the beginning to kata. He's telling you that from the beginning, he's only manifested this one thing. Mm-hmm. So guess what? When y'all go and I say, you know what? Every now and again I might commit sin. No, guess what? You're not changing and transforming back and forth. From the beginning, you was a sinner. Yeah. Your lineage are tied back to that first sinning tree. Mm-hmm. That's why you continually come back to manifesting the fruit. Yeah. Come on.
For this purpose, the Ben of Elohim was manifested to destroy the works of Satan.
Now he's coming in to say, you know what? I'm going to destroy your DNA. It's got some viruses they can put in you, right? Some sickness. They might, we can't just get it with medicine. We need to put something in you to go in and destroy the DNA, to destroy the thing that's working in you to make you manifest these certain things, these certain sicknesses. That's the same thing that Yahushua came in to do. He said, you know what? You've only been a roaster from the beginning. So in order for me to change you, I have to allow this word to come into you through Yahushua HaMashiach to come in and make the necessary changes and transformations in you. That's just like when they go through and they make hybridized fruits to make them something else. Guess what? Technically, he allowed it to come in and change our DNA. I should have been just like my father from the beginning, just been under a Rosha tree. Because what I produced before was only Rosha. But now through the word coming in and making the necessary changes, he allowed me to change my estate. So now instead of being a wicked fruit, I can now profess something that's Sadiq, which is righteous. Because why would I produce something that's righteous? Because he's righteous. That's what the book just told us. Come on, listen.
Everyone having been born of Elohim does not kata.
Everyone that's been born of Elohim does not kata. Every man that is born of Elohim does not kata. Matter of fact, a whole nother way. Get me Galatians 4:1. Big Lee, you get me 1 Corinthians 6:9. Whoever got it first, listen to the book.
Now I say to the heir, every time that he is a Yahlet, he has nothing between him and an Abad, although according to that he is the Adon of everything. But he is under the Yod of guardians and under the Beth officials until the time is appointed by his Abba for him. So also we, while we were small, were enslaved to the elements of the Elam. But when the fullness of Yamim came, the Elohim shalak forth his being to born of an Ashah and was put under the Yod of the Torah to redeem those who were under the Yod of the Torah.
Now, okay, go ahead.
So that we may receive the mashpah of the Bani.
All right, now jump back over. Go ahead and give me that 1 Corinthians 6:9.
Yes, sir.
Listen.
Do you not know that the unrighteous shall not inherit the Malkuth of Elohim? Do not be deceived.
He
on
said
the
that the unrighteous should not do what?
Inherit the Malkuth.
They shall not inherit. The unrighteous can't be an heir of the Malkuth. Why would they not be able to be an heir of the Malkuth? Because that's not your father. That's not your father. In order for you to be an inheritor, I have to change your estate. That's why he told you, even so, we were the workers of sin. But now he's changed us, so now we can be a rightful inheritor. Now, what works, what fruit is going to make us not inheritors? If we manifest what fruit? Come on, listen.
Do not be deceived, your Nephish.
Don't be deceived. Little children, be not deceived. Come on.
Neither fornicators,
Neither fornicators,
nor worshippers of idols,
nor worshipers of idols,
nor the profane ones,
nor the profane ones,
nor the Kodashim, nor
those that are set aside for wickedness.
Right.
I've only been manifesting one fruit. That's just like the apple tree is set aside to only manifest what fruit? Apples. The orange tree is only set aside to manifest what fruit? Oranges. So guess what? The wicked are set aside to manifest.
wickedness,
Wickedness. Come on, listen.
nor the lion Anashim,
Nor the liars,
nor thieves,
nor thieves.
nor greedy ish of gain, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor swindlers. All these shall not inherit the Malkuth of Elohim.
What? Hold on a second. What I left you off at that Galatians 4 chapter.
I read, the last verse was chapter 5, verse 5 that I read.
Read verse 5 again.
Yes, sir.
Hold me where you at, Big Lee.
Yes, sir.
Feel like it makes sense to me. Listen.
To redeem those.
Matter of fact, give me 4.
Yes, sir.
4 on 4. Listen.
But when the
Let's see the benefit that we got through Yahushua HaMashiach. He told that his name was going to be Yahushua because he was going to do what? Save his people from their sins. So let's see if he truly manifests. Let's see what the benefit to that is. Why would I need him unless I see what I'm going to get with him? Come on, listen.
But when the fullness of Yamim came,
So when the time was come to manifest fruit, what happened?
Elohim shalak forth his being
He sent forth one.
to born of an Ashah
Born of a woman.
and was put under the Yod of the Torah.
Matter of fact, you know, even here, he told you he sent forth a son made of a woman, right? What do we know about that woman? She was Bethulah, right? She was a virgin. I had been set aside. I had been untouched from things that would have made me wicked. Don't you know that had she been a promiscuous woman, then he would have came from a rotten tree. So based upon me coming from a clean tree, I can produce something that's clean. Come on.
To redeem those who were under
To redeem those that were what?
under the Yod of the Torah.
To change our state. Because guess what happened? As long as I'm under the Torah and I'm committing sin, then what's it going to yield me?
Moot.
It's going to yield me moot every time I come in and transgress it. But what did he do?
So that we may receive the mashpah of the Banim.
He's changed our state from, guess what? The only way that I can hear it was to do what? To change my state and become a ben. A ben of who? Elohim. A ben of Elohim. Now, what did he say again at that fifth? At the verse 5?
To redeem those who were under the Yod of the Torah, so that we may receive the mashpah of the Banim.
What mashpah, what judgment was the son going to get?
Inheritance.
An inheritance. And the only way for me to inherit is for me to get the judgment of a son. The only way for me to get the judgment of a son was for me to do the works and the attributes of the Father. That's the whole purpose of why Yahushua came, to change my state, to show me what it is I need to be doing. Come on.
And because you are Banim, Elohim has shalak forth the Ruach of his being into our Lab, crying, Abba, our Father.
Now, because we changed our state, I can cry out to him. And when I cry to him and I call for the Father, what are he going to do?
Yes.
He's going to answer. You know why? Because he's a good father. He told you about you. He said, what good father would it be that your child asks you for a fish and you'll give him a snake?
Right.
Even so, your Shamayim father, why would I give you something bad if you're calling out for me? Why would he not redeem me if I'm calling out from him? And I'm Sadiq.
Yeah.
Go ahead and jump back over there, 1 Corinthians.
So,
Well, I got you at verse what?
10.
Verse 10. Listen to the book. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and 10. Listen.
Nor thieves, nor greedy each of gain, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor swindlers, all these shall not inherit the Malkuth of Elohim.
None of them can inherit. Come on.
Such were some of you.
He said what?
Such were some of you.
Such were. So that meant that I was, but now through him I've been changed. I've been changed through the bin. Come on.
Such were some of you.
Such were some of you. So I was filthy. I was darkness, but through his what happened? Through his light.
But you were washed.
I've been washed. I've been cleansed. That's the same thing we keep talking about, being cleansed, being purified, whether by the fire or whether by the ma'im, which is the water. I have to be purified. You know why? Because he is pure. I got to be Sadiq, which is righteous, because what?
He's Sadiq.
Because he is righteous. Come on, listen.
But you were Kadash. But you were justified in the Shem of the Adon, Yahushua HaMashiach, and in the Ruach of our all.
So now, because I've taken on him through his writing, through his understanding, I take on the Ruach. So now, in order for me to, and now through me doing that, I now can do what? I can now be an heir. I can now be an inheritor. But right now, I'm under this thing. He's put me under the rule. He's put me under the rule of the bar. But guess what? That's only to a certain point, so they can get me to what? To the point of perfection, so that way I can inherit.
Yeah.
That's the same similitude that you have under child. Guess what? If I die, right? If I die, but AJ's still a minor, I'm going to have people that are set over him. But guess what? He still has an inheritance.
That's right.
Nobody can take away the inheritance that I have set for him. But guess what? He's got to get to a point of perfection so that we can inherit. That's the same similitude of what he has for us. He has set aside something for each and every one of us. But in order for us to be able to inherit, what do we have to do? I had to get to the point of perfection, to the point of maturity in order to inherit. In order for him to take it on, I won't squander it. Yeah. That's the same thing to the way he told with them. He told them, he said, tarry here till you be endued with power from on high. Why? Because guess what? Had he given it to them before, what would happen when Cuff would have denied him? He would have swore it wasn't him. You couldn't have got it back again because you've already squandered it. So because I already know that you're not ready, I'll set it aside for you and put you under things till you get to the point of perfection. Come on. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
All things are permitted to me, but not all things are useful. All things
are lawful, not all things are profitable. Jump back over at that, all of you who can chapter 3 and 1. We had a lot of stuff on the table. Y'all and we'll come back around. Come on. Why they getting that? I was thinking about it, then I said, you know what? Preacher had given me a certain timeline, and he said, keep that thing in that 30-minute range. And I thought about it, I said, it's kind of hard sometimes. And even that in the minister meeting, what did he say? He said, I said, what if I just preach after you get done? He said, you'll be all right. Keep it in that 30 minutes. And the thing that it made me mindful of is, guess what? I can preach and be like, preacher, sometimes the spirit get to moving. And, it get a little too far. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to reel that thing in. But it came to my mind yesterday. He told you, don't let your good be evil spoken of. Why would I, because I feel like I'm doing something good, allow it to cause me to do evil? Now my good ain't no good. In order for my good to be good, I got to do good all the way around. Come on, all of you can, they call the book of 1 John, chapter 3 and 1. Listen to the book.
So what greatness of Ahab, the Abba, who has given to us.
What greatness of Ahab, the Abba has given unto us, that we should do what?
To be called the Bani of Elohim.
And in order for us to take on that inheritance, in order for us to take on that estate, what we got to get? We got to get the word. That's why we read that yesterday. We talked about how he loved the son so much that he gave him the word. Guess what? That's how much he loved us. It's a greater heart that he didn't just have for him, he gave it to us. Come on.
And we are his Banim.
And because he's given that to us, now we become his Banim. So now in result of us making that change and that transformation, now I can inherit. I can be a rightful inheritor. Nobody can take what he set aside for me. Come on.
Therefore, the alarm knows us not.
It don't know us.
Because it did not know him.
Darkness don't know us because it didn't know him. Come on.
Yedidah, now we are the Banim of Elohim.
Beloved, now we the sons of Elohim.
And it has not yet revealed what we shall be, but we know that when we...
Guess what? The alarm don't know us, so they don't know what we're going to be. But I know that what?
But we know that when he is
We know that when he shall appear, what we going to be?
We shall be like him.
We going to be like him. Through the understanding that we get through the word, it allows us to change our state to become like him. Because whatsoever things were written aforetime was written to show us how to be like who? To show us to be like Yahuah and Yahushua. Now through me getting that, I changed my estate. Now through me getting that, I'm allowed to be an inheritor. And I can inherit the Malkuth and the Ruach HaKodesh. Come on.
For we shall see him like that.
I'm looking to see this man just like he is. I'm not looking to see a shadow. I'm looking for him to remove all the tutors and governors that he done put atop of me. And I'm looking for him to be my ruler. And it's going to be one fold. It's going to be one shepherd. I'm looking for him to be my all in all. I'm looking for him to remove everything that thought it was going to be able to hold me back and him to be my only ruler. Come on, listen to the book.
And everyone that has this.
Every man that has this hope, every man that got this tikva, this shakal, every man that's looking for this man, every man that's looking to be an inheritor of the Most High Yah, to inherit this man's kingdom, what you're going to have to do?
Purifies himself.
You're going to have to purify yourself. Come on, son.
Even as he is pure.
Even as he is pure. Then the only way for you to become an inheritor, you're going to have to be purified. You got to take off the darkness and put on the Yahuah. You got to take off the things of sin, the things of wickedness, and put on the things of Yahuah. Put on the things that are right. Because he's right. Every man that's got this hope, every man that's looking to be like him. You want to be like him? Guess what you're going to have to do? Read it again for me. What that, 3 and 3?
Yes, sir.
Listen to the book.
And everyone that has this
Every
in
man
him
that got this hope in him
purifies himself.
You're going to have to be pure.
Even as he is pure.
Even as he is pure.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
All kata is a transgression of the Torah. And kata is the transgression of the Torah. And you know that he was manifested to take away our kata'im.
The only way for me to be purified is going to be through him. The only way for me to cast out the kashak is through him. So now every time I'm coming in and I'm learning of him, I'm being taught of him, guess what he's giving me a chance to be able to do? Be purified just like he is. That's my time.
Yes, sir.
You are listening to Dr. Evie.